Alrighty, this is it. November 1st, 2017, the first day of NaNoWriMo. It is around 3:30 in the afternoon, and I haven't written anything yet. We spent the last couple days in Delaware visiting with family, and we drove home this morning, and that's around a 4.5 to 5 hour drive, so a little bit of a rough start this morning. If you didn't see my NaNoWriMo prep video, you'll know that, or you won't know, I guess, that I am writing my sequel to Thick as Blood on my Chromebook. And Chromebooks run on Google Chrome, which needs the internet, and I didn't have internet in my car to start. Plus, this is like a monumental thing for me. Now the thing is, I had been working on Thick as Blood for years. You know, that same storyline, those same characters. Editing the heck out of it, and I just came to know that story inside and out. So today I'm going to be starting something, I want to say completely new, because it's going to feel completely new, even though it's not. It's, a sequel. But it's still, I don't know, I just haven't written anything new for that story in so long that it's kind of like monumental, and I wanted to take my time with it. And even though I'm like really excited to jump in, I wanted it to be, I guess, like just right. So made myself comfy, got on my jammies, hanging out in bed, because that's where I do my best writing. Lit some ambionic candles behind me. I got my laptop and my notebook, and I'm ready to go. So I'm gonna get started now, and we'll just see. I have the rest of the day to just write, and I'm expecting it to be kind of a little bit slow starting out, but once I hit my rhythm, at least I'm hoping that I'll just be able to write and write and write. But we'll see. So I'll catch up with you later on. Alrighty, so it's about 6:45, and I'm sitting at 1,883 words. A little bit over my goal for the day. I was just straight up writing. I feel like I didn't write a lot, but when you look at the word count, it's like, okay, that makes sense. Like, it was definitely a slow start. I wasn't entirely sure how I was going to start it, and, at one point I was like, alright, I'm just going to have to do it. I just got like a little spark of something, and I just started rolling with it, and I just had to keep reminding myself that it's a first draft. I'm so used to Thick as Blood. I needed this so I was just so used to editing and making it perfect, from Thick as Blood, its final drafts, that to start something new and not be like, well, I have to make this perfect, it took a little bit. I did a little bit of editing as I was writing, which not so good. But I'm definitely getting back into it. Just the whole writing new things it's exciting, and I'm really excited for this month, especially, once I started going like I was going. And I just hope I can keep this up for the rest of the month, because if I can, I will be A-okay. Alrighty, so just got back from Barnes & Noble. I spent a good 2.5 hours there, and in that time I wrote around, I think it was 1,700 words. So I wrapped up my first scene in the book, and I think that was definitely the hardest part, because once I got past that, it was kind of like, I was rolling and I was good. I was getting into the story, but I think the first sentences and the first page was just I wanted it to be good, and I wasn't 100% on, I knew how I was going to start, so that's why it was a little bit rocky, but, I can go back and fix it later. It was just getting into it. I was like, okay, how do I want this to start? What's the tone I'm going for? So I'm definitely starting to find it. The more I write, the more I'm like, okay, this is working. This is, how everybody, the mood of the beginning. Because the second book happens directly after the first one ends, and the first one doesn't end on a very positive note. My characters aren't exactly the same people that they were in the first book. They've been through things, they've seen things, and so the second book is a little bit darker and a little bit more not really serious because there still is, you know, some comedy in there. Freddie, my protagonist's best friend, he's just a smartass. You know, there's no way he could ever like be serious all the time. So he's a great, you know, guy to keep things light. But he's also, you know, dark in of himself because he's got issues too. So it's just kind of blending together really nicely, I think. So it's only around 1 o'clock, so I'll probably be writing more later on. I find I work best in the morning, right when I get me some caffeine, and then later on at night, you know, when it gets darker out and, you know, settling down, my creative juices start flowing again. So if I do end up writing more, I will see you later. If not, I will see you tomorrow. Day 3 of NaNoWriMo. Got up this morning, went on a bike ride, came home, showered, washed my hair. I got it cut right before we left Delaware, and if you didn't notice, don't worry about it because my own mother didn't even notice. We got home, and we were in each other's presence for a good, like, 3 to 4 minutes before I was like, so, did you notice anything about me? And she, like, looked at me and she was like, did you get a trim? And I was like, yeah, 4 inches, if you consider that a trim. Anyways, so sitting down, chilling out, gonna start writing for the day. I am on track. I believe I'm about 200 words over my total goal, not including today, so not behind yet, but all my like NaNoWriMo buddies on the website are like way ahead of me. I mean, I'm on track, but it makes me feel kind of like I'm behind, so it's only around 11:40. I pretty much have the whole day to write, even though I know I'm going to get distracted eventually, so just going to sit down and get going on that, so I'll check in with you later. So it is around 3 o'clock. Around 1,200 words in, I got distracted like I knew I would. I had to look up something. I forget what it was. It was like I wanted to get ideas for a certain place, you know, someplace that I've never been before, and I wanted to get a feel of how it would look if it was real. And so I went onto Pinterest, and then for some reason something possessed me to make a board for my book. So then I just started hunting down different pictures that were giving me inspiration. So had a little bit of a pause there. But I'm at 1,750 words right now. I'm going to take a little break, and then I'm going to try and write some more. I want to get a little bit ahead today, just because even though I'm still doing good, I want some more cushion, and I'm like halfway into a scene, and I want to keep it going. Like, I don't want to lose my momentum because I want to stay in the same mindset of the scene. So taking a little break, probably come back to it later tonight, and hopefully break I was about to say 200,000 words. Hopefully break 2,000 words for the day. So I will see you later. 3,090 words. Happy November 4th. 4th day of NaNoWriMo. Oh gosh. I haven't talked all morning. Whew. It's around 10 in the morning. Haven't written anything yet, but I plan to. But I am not feeling too hot. The weather is crap, which makes me feel like crap, and I have to get out of my house when I feel like this, or else I'm just sad and miserable all day long. So we're going somewhere to write. Also, I curled my hair for the first time ever. Does it look like I don't care? Because I really don't. Back home, it is around 5:30. I wrote around 1,300 words so far today. I don't know, I was just like having trouble concentrating or something. But yesterday's word count put me like a full day ahead, so I'm not stressing about it too much. I'll probably try to write a little bit more, but I don't know. I just like wasn't feeling it today. So I was honestly just like getting super distracted with my Pinterest board that I made for this book. I've never made a board or like an inspiration thing for a book or story before, so I was like getting really into it. It just kept distracting me like to no end. So yeah, I'm gonna blame that for that. I'll link it down below if you want to check it out. I like it. It's coming along very nicely, but yeah. Alrighty, this is day 5, and I've hit a bit of a dilemma. So I wrote scenes 3 and 4 yesterday, and I liked them. At the time, I, was on a roll, and I said everything that I needed to say in the outline. All the information was there, and the way it was delivered was there, and it looked good. And I was like, all right, this is great. But later on that night, something was just like bugging me about it. It didn't hit me until I was literally like on the last 20 pages of Harry Potter and the Order of the Phoenix at scene 3 and partially scene 2, because scene 2 was a sort of a segue into scene 3. I wrote those scenes as if they were just a continuation from book 1. I wasn't writing them as if they were part of a completely new book. So scene 1 was great. That was a great introductory. Scene 4 was great in of itself. There was nothing wrong with it. But scenes 2 and 3, I was just putting, I think, too much onto the reader. Like, I'm all one for jumping into the story, but this was just like too much. I hadn't really started developing the story as much as I needed to before I just like sprung this sort of stuff on my protagonist. And basically I was like, okay, I will just break it up a little bit. Some of the stuff needs to come in now anyways. Like, some of the information presented and the character that is introduced to present this information is good. Like, they're fine. That meeting is fine. Some of what this character was talking about and, it's frustrating because I can't really talk about it because it gives away like too much, but just bear with me here. So parts of it I knew I could save, and parts of it I knew I could keep in as they were. However, the setting had to change. Scene 2, like the segue scene, needed to be cut completely because it just didn't make any sense. And so that made scene 3, the setting different, and parts of what was going on just needed to be cut out completely. So I was like, okay, I know how to do this. I know how to move this around. I can just present some of this information now and hold on till later, and it'll be fine. And I told myself, after those first couple days when I was like, I was kind of writing and editing at the same time, I was like, I can't do that. So I told myself beforehand, or after that, I guess, that I would not edit at all during November. But the thing is, this is my story at the end of the day, and I'm a very chronological writer. I like to write things in order, and that gives me a good sense of pacing, and that helps me build up the story and create that tension and stuff. Like, I just can't jump around. And for me to be like, okay, I'm going to save some of this information for later, but I'm just going to go on as if I already have. And I believe that when it comes back around, my second draft, when I come back to it, it's just going to leave a big mess, because I could forget some things. I could, it could become, I guess, not irrelevant, but just not as, pieced together as I had hoped it would. So I'm sort of stuck between just moving on, and keep on writing and pretend I took that scene and moved it around and added in, and just add in the new scene with the rest of the information as I'm writing. Or I could go back and fix it today and just continue on my way. As of yesterday, I was just over 8,000 words, and in order to stay on track, by the end of today, I need to be at 8,333 or 34 words, which is fine. If I just continue writing and pretend like I changed it up, then all I need to do is write 300 words and I'll be good, and I know I could surpass that. But if I were to go back and change things up, I just opened my document, the whole thing, and I basically just went through and deleted the sections that I knew would just be gone completely, and just moved, into later on, and just kept the stuff that I knew that I could just rework and put it back in. And after I did that, I was put back 5,400 words. Which means that if I were to do this, I would need to write another 3,000 words to stay on track. You know, I'm torn between, you know, this is NaNoWriMo, this is winning, this is whatever, versus this is my story and I'm the one who's gonna have to fix it later. And just the way my mind works, I like to have my ducks in a row before I move on to something else. If I completely and utterly fail, at least I can just go back to my original plan and just be like, okay, it's fine, just write another 300 words today, you'll still be on track, and just pretend that everything's fine. So I'm gonna go now, think about it a little bit more, start writing, see if things start working themselves out, and decide what to do, and I will just catch you later with whatever it is I decide. So, okay, close to 3 hours, probably over 3 hours later, I just did it. I thought about it and I was looking over my stuff and I was like, you know what, 3,000 words isn't so bad. But the thing is, it wasn't just 3,000 words, it was the fact that I had to take out scenes 2 and 3 almost completely. I just butchered them and I rewrote it and I fed in the stuff that I knew I wanted to keep, and I withdrew the stuff that I was like, you know what, this is just too much. So right now my word count is 7,374, which means I need to write about another 1,000 words today in order to stay on track with NaNoWriMo. It's only about 3 in the afternoon. I think I can do it, but right now my brain is like mush. I feel like I accomplished so much and I still have so much more to do today, so if I don't check back in with you later, then you already know what my word count is for the day, so I'm the one stressing, it'll be okay. If I don't check back in with you later, then I will see you tomorrow. Alright. So managed to hammer out about, no, I think exactly 2,300 words today. It felt really good. I'm not gonna lie, yesterday was rough. Like, having to rewrite everything and to work out everything and then writing another 1,000 words on top of that was like, I was like done. And then even today I was just like, I'm kind of like dreading writing, but I sat down and I just started, and around 1,200 words, 1,300 words, I just like hit a stride and was going. So we're going good. We're still strong. I think that put me a little bit more ahead now, so I'm not like neck and neck with my goal. I'm a little bit over it, but tomorrow is the last day of week 1, and I don't know, it's like all happening so fast, so alright, I'll see you tomorrow. Alrighty, it's November 7th, the end of week 1 of NaNoWriMo. So far today, it's about mid-afternoon. It is really dark outside, but it hasn't rained yet or anything, so I don't know what's going on. But, thank you. I have written just under 2,000 words, so still above my daily goal. I am on track. I'm a little bit ahead. I'm pretty sure I'm like a couple hundred words ahead. Actually, I'm about 1,000 words ahead, so that's awesome. Just wanted to give a little recap for the week. Gotta say, it was admittedly a little bit hard to the get-go, just because, you know, like I said in my probably first or second day vlog, that it's been so long since I've written anything new, and especially because I'm going back to like these same characters but in a different like context and a different story. It just... Okay, just ignore him, he's old and senile. What was I saying? Lost my train of thought. Something about characters? My characters are in a whole new setting, it's a whole new story. It was just, you know, wrapping my mind around it that these are the same people, but they're older, they're changed, they're in a new story, so that was a little bit hard to, you know, dive right into, and then the whole brilliant idea to completely scrap 2 scenes and work them together in, I don't know what I was saying. I'm not gonna do that again. But yeah, I'm surprised I got it this far. I am definitely not used to writing so much per day every single day, so that's nice. I'm really starting to feel it, and hopefully I can just keep this up. So, gonna jump into the bullet journal spread, just show you how, you know, it's coming along, and then that's it. I will see you next week. Here we have everything so far. I have my words per day, and then my running total, So right now I'm sitting at 12,638. Can't believe I've already written that many words to this thing. It's insane. And then down here's my little bookshelves. Each book I've decided to write for, so they're every 1,000 words. I'm coloring in a book, and I've put on the spines like numbers. So like this one right here is the first 1,000, and then this one, let me see. This is number 2, number 3, 4, 5, 6. And then I've also given them all little titles that sort of pertain to that scene that I was writing, or that amount of words I was writing, just to add a little bit of fun in there. So far I have 12 books, and I think it's really cute. I think it's going to be cute when it's all said and done. Still have a long ways to go, lots more boxes to fill in, and just gotta stick with it, man. Just gotta stick with it. So thanks for watching. All of my links will be down below. Don't forget to add me as a NaNoWriMo buddy if you haven't yet. And yeah, good luck if you're doing NaNoWriMo also.